This is Julian speaking, bringing you the latest Malifaux battle report out of the breach. 3rd edition is finally released, but this game was recorded during the beta phase, so there may be some minor changes in the final rules. I apologize in beforehand for every German hiccup that may occur, cause this is my first voiceover in English and I'm not a native speaker. With this out of the way, grab a drink of your choosing, sit back and enjoy the battle report. This strategy is called Reckoning. So 2 crews have a thing to discuss and it won't be with cake and tea. It should get bloody. At the end of each turn, a crew earns 1 victory point if more enemy models were killed that turn than it has scored victory points for this strategy, or if there are no enemy models in play. For the purposes of this strategy, enemy leaders and masters each count as 3 models when killed, and enemy henchmen count as 2 models when killed. The schemes to choose from are Breakthrough. Your crew is trying to get models and scheme markers in the enemy deployment zone. Hold up their forces. You try to engage stronger enemies and survive the close combat. Take prisoner. 1 enemy model of your choosing should be separated from the rest of their crew and survive the outcome of the battle. Outflank. You try to get models of your crew on both sides of the battlefield. And Vendetta. 1 member of your crew and a stronger enemy model have a special violence and death relationship. And here an overview of the battlefield. With the strategy, the schemes and the battlefield in mind, the players Bernd and Björn have to declare their factions and choose and declare a leader. Björn chooses Rasputina and Bernd goes with Nekima. Rasputina. The Ice Witch retains her ability to blast people with ice magic, but she's augmenting this with the ability to create numerous ice pillars across the battlefield. In addition to allowing her to block avenues of movement, she can bounce her spells off these ice pillars, allowing her to extend her range and threaten enemies she might otherwise be unable to see. Her thematic crew is split into 2 groups: cannibal cultists that can eat corpses to heal themselves, and ice constructs that become ice pillars when they are killed. Nekima. Having dealt with her sister's false claim upon the Nephilim, Nekima has finally risen to the position of master. As one might expect, she's a terrifying combatant who is capable of both great speed and immense damage. Not surprisingly, the thematic ability linking her thematic crew together is the black blood of the Nephilim, which splashes out to damage those around them each time they are wounded. Rasputina's keyword is December. Her crew contains the Wendigo, her totem, which is free of charge, an ice golem with the upgrade diesel engine, a blast of December, 2 Silent One, and Cassandra. She costs 1 soulstone extra cause she's neither December nor versatile, leaving 9 soulstones for the battle. Nekima's keyword is Nephilim. Her crew contains herself with the upgrade Inhuman Reflexes. Her totem, the Blood Hunter. You see a lampad, but you have to imagine a Nephilim pig. 1 mature Nephilim with the upgrade Inhuman Reflexes. 3 young Nephilim, one of them carrying the upgrade Ancient Pact. Barbaros is pretending to be a young Nephilim for the game. And a doppelganger, leaving 5 soulstones for the battle. And now Bernd and Björn have to choose their schemes in secret. And both are choosing Breakthrough and Vendetta. So let's have a closer look. Breakthrough reads as follows. Reveal. At the end of the turn, if you have 1 or more friendly scheme markers and a friendly model in the enemy deployment zone, and there are no enemy models within 3 inch of that model, you may reveal the scheme and remove 1 such scheme marker to gain 1 victory point. End. At the end of the game, if you have at least 3 friendly scheme markers in the enemy deployment zone, you may remove 3 such scheme markers to gain 1 victory point. Vendetta is a bit more complicated and reads as follows. Vendetta. At the beginning of the game, secretly choose a friendly non-totem model and an enemy non-leader model with higher cost. Reveal. At the end of the friendly model's activation, if it successfully dealt damage to the secretly chosen enemy model and the enemy model has half its maximum health or less, but is still in play, you may reveal the scheme to gain 1 victory point. End. At the end of the game, if the friendly model is in play and the enemy model is not, gain 1 victory point. And now, let's see the crews deployed. After deployment, both players have to secretly choose the 2 models for their vendetta. Bernd is choosing the young Nephilim on the right flank and Cassandra, and Björn is choosing the painted silent one and the young Nephilim who looks like Barbaros. And now the game can finally start with round 1, but not without a friendly handshake. Now both players are flipping for the initiative. A 12 against a 2, Björn is winning the initiative and hands it to Bernd. So the first activation for Nekima's crew. But before the first activation, both players have to count their models, and both players have exact the same number, so no pass tokens are given out. Bernd is activating the Blood Hunter. He starts with his bonus action Regurgitate, he loses 2 life and can place a corpse marker in base contact. Then he's moving once and uses his second AP to concentrate to gain the focused +1 condition. Björn is activating a silent one. He's moving a bit and then he's trying to summon an ice pillar. He needs a 5, a 7 is enough, and he can place a 30 mil ice pillar marker within 12 inch. The ice pillar markers have a height of 4 and have the following traits: blocking, impassable, and destructible. A young Nephilim activates and uses his bonus action Grim Feast to remove a corpse marker within 2 inch to heal 1, 2, 4. His ability Relish in Blood allows him, after he has discarded a corpse marker, to gain 1 grow token. With 2 of these, he can grow into a mature Nephilim. Then he's following the lead of the Blood Hunter and concentrates. The Blast of December is activated and starts with his bonus action, a leap. He needs a 6 and then he can place himself within 6 inch. Then he concentrates and moves behind the house. Another young Nephilim is activated and moves twice. The Ice Golem is next in line and he too moves twice. Nekima activates and she also moves twice to get in position behind the house in the center and concentrates for her 3rd action. The second silent one is activated and uses both his actions to create 2 more ice pillars. The young Nephilim on the right flank is activated and moves twice. Now Rasputina activates and moves once. Her ability Ice Mirror allows her to channel her spells through ice pillars within line of sight and 8 inch. Then she uses her attack Winter Strike through the ice pillar marker on Nekima. To be able to declare triggers, she has to discard a card first. Because the attack has a gun icon and Nekima is behind blocking terrain, she gains cover. That means she gains +1 to her defense and the attack gains a minus to the damage flip. Both players are flipping against each other. The attack would fail. Björn cheats with an 11, but Bernd cheats with a 13 from his hand to repel the attack. Nekima's defense trigger allows her to draw a card after an attacking model is cheating Fate. For her 3rd action, Rasputina tries the attack again. A card is discarded to be able to declare triggers, but the attack fails because of the red joker. You cannot cheat Fate against a flipped red joker. A short atmospheric shot of the doppelganger. She then activates, moves once, concentrates and uses her bonus action Blend In to discard a card to gain concealment. Then the Wendigo activates and moves twice. The mature Nephilim thinks this is a great idea and moves twice on the other side of the board. The last activation is Cassandra. Her ability Nimble allows her to use a walk as bonus action. So she's walking twice as bonus and first action and uses her 2nd action to concentrate. Because of the ability Deadly Pursuit, the Blast of December can push 4 inches during the end phase. Round 2. Bernd is winning the initiative and hands it over to Björn. So Rasputina's crew has the first activation. Björn starts with a Silent One, who successfully uses both his actions to create more ice pillars. One channeled through another ice pillar directly next to Nekima. Rasputina's ability Harsh Winter states that enemy models that start their activation within 1 inch of an ice pillar marker must discard a card, otherwise they gain Slow. The Blood Hunter is activated. Like many other Nephilim, he shares the ability to regenerate. He has regeneration +1, so after he is activated, he regains 1 health. So he's back to 3, uses his bonus action Regurgitate, loses 2 health, and can place another corpse marker in base contact. Afterwards, he's moving twice. Now Rasputina is activated and tries another Winter's Strike against Nekima through an ice pillar. Björn is discarding a card to be able to declare triggers, and both players are flipping against each other. An 11 against a 12 means the attack misses slightly, so Björn has to cheat first. And he is cheating with a 13 of masks. The mask trigger Onslaught would allow another attack against the same target after the first attack is fully resolved. The attack hits. The result of the damage flip and the defensive flip gives out 1- on the damage flip. Nekima is in cover, so another minus is given out. 2- on the damage flip. 3 cards are flipped and the weak damage card has to be chosen. 2 damage for Nekima. Nekima carries the upgrade Inhuman Reflexes. It gives her the ability Butterfly Jump. The Butterfly Jump states that if an attack that targeted the carrier of the upgrade is fully resolved, the model can move up to 3 inches. So Bernd can move Nekima out of line of sight from Rasputina before the onslaught attack. So without line of sight to her target, Rasputina cannot declare the trigger attack. Nekima can draw a card because the attack against her was cheated. For her second action, Rasputina is creating another ice pillar in her deployment zone. And for her third action, she casts through the central ice pillar another one directly next to Nekima. The young Nephilim on the right flank moves once and takes the concentrate action. The other Silent One activates and tries to channel an ice pillar through another one. A 4 is not enough, but Björn cheats with an 8 and can create an ice pillar directly behind the young Nephilim. He tries to create another ice pillar, but the action fails. Now the central young Nephilim is activated and uses his bonus action Grim Feast to remove the corpse marker within 2 and do a healing flip of 1 to 4. After the healing flip, he gains another grow token. Now he's spending 2 grow tokens to replace himself with a mature Nephilim. We do not have another model for the mature Nephilim, so we're just taking the young Neph onto a larger base. The new mature Nephilim gains the conditions, health total, and actions remaining from the young Nephilim. So he gains the focused +1 condition, 7 health, and the 2 actions remaining. For his first action he concentrates, and for the second one he's moving once. Cassandra activates and uses her mobility to get to the other side of the board. She's walking twice and uses her bonus action for another walk. With that, she can move up to 15 inches. Now the third young Nephilim activates, and because he is within 1 inch of an ice pillar, he discards a card to not get slow. Then he declares the charge action. Because of his flight ability, he can decide to place himself completely within 6 inches. And with his charge attack, he targets the Blessed of December. The young gains a plus flip to his attack, so he can flip 2 cards. But a 13 for the defense flip is enough that the attack fails. Bernd decides to use the second action for another attack. It would hit, but Björn is cheating with a 12 and the attack misses again. And on top of that, we forget about the ability Nefarious Pact on the upgrade Ancient Pact that would allow the young Nephilim to draw a card at the end of his activation. In response, Björn is activating the Blessed of December, who uses his bonus action Leap to jump over the young Nephilim and out of the engagement. And after that, he's walking twice. The mature Nephilim is next in line, and he's moving twice. The Ice Golem activates and walks in the direction of the mature Nephilim, and then he's using his second action to concentrate. Now the Doppelganger is activated. She's moving once and tries a lure on the Blessed of December. Unfortunately, the Black Joker is flipped and the attack fails. And then she's using her bonus action Mimic to copy an action from the Blessed of December. Therefore, it's just a simple duel necessary. An 8 is enough, but Bernd is aiming for the Crow Trigger Mental Trauma. So he's cheating with an 8 of Crows, and the Blessed of December must discard a card or suffer 3 damage. Björn is discarding a card to avoid the damage. The Wendigo is activated next. He's moving once and copy an attack action from the Blessed of December and targets the young Nephilim. But the attack misses. And now Nekima activates. At first she's discarding a card to not gain slow and regenerates 2 health. Then she's moving twice and uses her third action to charge. Now she's having the Blessed of December within her engagement range and uses her charge attack against him. She is spending her focus to get a plus flip to the attack and the damage. The attack would hit. Björn is cheating with a 12, but Bernd exceeds that with a 13. The end result gives a minus to the damage, the focus a plus, so 1 card is flipped for the damage. Weak damage. Bernd cheats medium damage, 5 damage for the Blessed of December. A mistake on our side, cause we are forgetting about the hard to wound of the Blessed of December. That would give another minus to the damage flip, so 1 minus on the damage flip, in total 2 cards flipped, and most likely just weak damage for the Blessed. And that was the last activation in the second turn. During the end phase, the Blessed of December can push 4 inches. And now, an overview over the battlefield at the end of the second turn.
Don't you be afraid, everything will change, you and I, jumping
Turn 3. Both players are spending a soul stone to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, and Björn is winning the initiative. And he starts with Rasputina. She's using her first action to cast Through an Ice Pillar on the young Nephilim. A card is discarded to be able to declare triggers, and a soul stone is spent to gain a mask. And he's flipping a 12 of masks, but Bernd's cheating with a 13 and the attack misses. For her second action, she's trying the same again, discarding a card, spending a soul stone and attacking. The attack would hit, Bernd's cheating with a 9, and Björn ties with a 9 from his hand. A triple minus for the damage flip, double minus from the tie, and 1 from cover. And the red joker is within those 4 cards, so severe +1, 4 +1, 5 damage for the young. And now the trigger attack is resolved. It hits, weak damage, 2 damage is enough to kill the young Nephilim. 1 die is placed as a reminder, cause we have our first blood. 1 point save for the strategy for Rasputina. For her third action, Rasputina tries to cast Through Another Ice Pillar onto the mature Nephilim. 1 card is discarded to be able to declare triggers. The attack would miss, Björn's cheating with an 8 of masks, but Bernd repels the attack with a 9. And now Nekima is activated. She's moving once and then declares a charge. She places herself within 1 inch to the Wendigo and uses her charge attack against him. Both are flipping just 3s, but with her high attack stat of 7 and a defense of 4, the attack hits. Gets a minus on the damage flip, 2 cards are flipped, weak damage, 3 damage for the Wendigo. Then she's using her bonus action Blood for Blood to inflict 1 damage to herself and bleed on all others around her. Bernd is flipping the red joker, blackest blood ever. So Nekima suffers 1 point of damage and the Wendigo is killed. So the first kill for the Nephilim crew, 1 point for Reckoning, is for sure. For her last action, Hurl Corpse is declared, so Nekima tries to demonstrate the aerodynamics of the Wendigo's corpse. So the corpse marker is placed in base contact with Cassandra. The attack would miss, but Bernd cheats with a 10. So a hit with a minus on the damage flip, 2 cards are being flipped, weak damage, 2 damage for Cassandra. The Ice Golem activates, he's moving once and charges in the direction of the Blood Hunter, targeting it with his charge attack. The Blood Hunter is spending his focus to get a plus flip on his defense, but with a 13 the attack lands. There's a minus on the damage flip, but with his upgrade diesel engine he gets a plus to his charge attack. So they cancel each other out, 1 card is being flipped, severe damage, and the Blood Hunter explodes in little ice crystals. But even frozen black blood hurts, so the golem gets 1 point of damage. And now the doppelganger is activated, she walks once and uses her bonus action Mimic to copy an action of the Blast of December. She gets it with her trigger, Mental Trauma, and Björn is discarding a card to avoid the damage. And then she charges in base contact with the Blast of December. Both are spending their focus to get a plus on the attack or the defense flip. The attack would miss, but Bernd is cheating with a 9 of crows. The No Witnesses trigger can only be declared if there are no other enemy models within line of sight and 12 inch. Then the attack gets +1 damage and ignores armor. There's one minus because of the result of the duel. There's another minus for the hard to wound of the Blessed of December, now we remember, and there's a plus because of the focus. So 1 minus left, 2 cards are being flipped. Medium damage of 3 gets up to 4 because of the No Witness trigger, and the Blessed of December is killed. The Silent One is activated and she's using her first action to create an ice pillar through another one directly next to the mature Nephilim. And then she uses her second action to attack Nekima. A 13 for the attack and a black joker in the defense. So there's a plus on the damage flip, 2 cards are being flipped. Severe damage of 4 against Nekima. And Bernd is using a soulstone to prevent damage. He flips medium, 2 damage been prevented, 2 damage on Nekima. And Nekima is using her butterfly jump to get in cover behind the crates. The grown mature is activated, he regenerates 2 health and uses his bonus action Fly With Me to place himself within 4 inches. Then he charges and stays within 2 inch of the ice golem, so he can hit him, but the ice golem cannot hit back without moving. He's spending his focus for the attack. The flip results in a tie, so a double negative on the damage flip, and a plus because of the focus, so 1 minus left, 1 negative, 2 cards are being flipped, weak damage of 3, but the golem has an armor of 2, so 1 damage for the golem. Another attack, another focus. The attack hits, Björn defends with a 1 and he has no cards in hand. So the result of the flip gets a plus to the damage, another plus because of the focus, so 3 cards are being flipped. And Bernd reveals 3 times weak damage. So 3 damage goes down to 1 damage because of the armor, another 1 damage point for the ice golem. The other Silent One activates and creates another ice pillar. Through this new created one she attacks Nekima. The attack hits and results in weak damage, so 1 damage for Nekima. Nekima could move with her butterfly jump, but Bernd decides against it. The mature Nephilim activates, Bernd is discarding a card, so the mature is not gaining the slow condition. He's moving once and places a scheme marker. And then he succeeds in a Fly With Me and places himself within 4 inches. Cassandra activates and she's using her bonus action for a walk. Then she would like to cast on Nekima. Her first spell misses, but the second attack hits with a tome. The trigger Blaze can be declared, so more burning in the attack. 2 cards are being flipped, a minus on the damage flip. Björn flips medium damage, 3 damage and 2 burning because of the trigger. Bernd is spending a soulstone to prevent damage and he flips severe. So 3 damage are being prevented, and because there's no damage on Nekima, there's no burning. And Nekima is using her butterfly jump to move up to 3 inches, but she just wants to get within 2 inch of Cassandra to have her in her engagement range. Last activation, the young Nephilim on the right flank. He moves twice and tries a Fly With Me, but fails. End of turn 3. Bernd and Björn are getting 1 point each for the strategy Reckoning. and Bernd can reveal Breakthrough and remove the scheme marker. His Nephilim have no enemy models within 3 inch, so his first point for Breakthrough. And here is an overview over the battlefield at the end of turn 3. Turn 4. Both have spent a soul stone to draw and discard 2 cards. Bernd wins the initiative flip and takes the first activation. Both have been slaughtering each other equally, so no pass token for no one. Bernd starts with Nekima and she regenerates 2 health points. Then he declares the charge action. Because of the placement of the crates, Nekima cannot push through the crates, so she's using her flight ability to place herself within 6 inches to get on the other side of Cassandra. Then she uses her charge attack against her. Cassandra is spending her focus to get a plus on the defensive flip, 2 times a 1 for the defense and a 3 for the attack. Björn is cheating with a 12 and Bernd accepts the result, so the attack misses. For her second action, she declares her corpse and let the corpse of the Wendigo fly in the direction of Rasputina. So the corpse marker has been placed in base contact with Rasputina. The attack hits with the trigger ours. So Nekima is demonstrating that the corpse is hers. The damage flip against Rasputina gains a minus. 2 cards are being flipped. Medium damage of 3. But Rasputina is within 2 inch of an ice pillar. She can remove to reduce the damage to 0. Because of the trigger hours, all models in a pulse of 2 inch around the corpse must succeed in a willpower duel against a 13, otherwise they gain stunned. Rasputina would fail, but Björn cheats. The Silent One fails the test, and Björn accepts the result, so the Silent One is stunned. Because of her ability Frenzy Charge, Nekima can declare another charge action. Now her positioning is right to use the Blade Rush from her upgrade and move through Cassandra. She has to suffer 1 point of damage and uses her charge attack against her. But the red Joker on Cassandra's side let the attack miss. Then Nekima uses her bonus action Blood for Blood, so 1 point of damage for both of them. The Ice Golem activates and walks on top of the corpse marker to hide it underneath him. Then he's using his second action to attack the mature Nephilim. He spends his focus and hits with a 12 of rams. That allows him to declare the trigger Frozen Smash, +1 to the damage or +2 to the damage against targets with slow. The Ice Golem hits so high that there's a plus to the damage flip, another plus from focus, so 3 cards are being flipped, medium damage of 4 +1 from the trigger Frozen Smash, 5 damage for the mature, who goes down to 4 health. 1 point of damage from Black Blood for the Ice Golem, and Björn decides against a flurry, so the activation of the Ice Golem ends. The mature Nephilim activates and succeeds in a fly with me. Then he declares a charge. After his placement within 6 inches because of his flight, he has Rasputina and the Silent One in his engagement range. He uses his charge attack against Rasputina. The attack would hit. Björn is cheating with a 12, but Bernd ties with a 10 of crows, so he can declare the execute trigger. Because of the tie, the damage flip gains a double minus, 3 cards are being flipped, weak damage of 3, Björn accepts the damage, and the execute trigger states that he must discard a card or spend a soul stone, otherwise Rasputina is killed, so he discards a card. Now the mature is using his second action for another attack. It hits with a tie, so double negative on the damage flip, 3 cards are being flipped, 3 times severe. 6 damage for Rasputina. Björn spends a soul stone to reduce the damage, and he flips also a severe, so 3 damage being reduced, 3 damage on Rasputina. Rasputina is down to 6 health. Björn is activating Rasputina, and for her first action, she tries to create an ice pillar. Björn spends a soul stone to gain a mask to be able to declare the reposition trigger. He succeeds, and Rasputina can create an ice pillar next to the mature Nephilim, and because of the reposition trigger, she can move up to 3 inch to get out of the engagement range with the mature. With her bonus action Shatter, Rasputina lets the ice pillar explode, and the mature Nephilim has to pass a target number 14 defense duel or suffer 2 damage and gain staggered. But the mature succeeds and nothing happens. For her second action, Rasputina tries to create another ice pillar, but she's not able to reach the target number, so the action fails. And she's trying it again for her third action. This time, Björn spends a soul stone to be able to declare the frozen domain trigger. With that trigger, Rasputina can create 2 ice pillar markers. And again, the flip is not hitting the target number, but Björn cheats with a 13 from his hand to be able to create 2 ice pillar markers in front of the mature Nephilim. Bernd is activating the grown mature Nephilim, who is regenerating 2 health, so he's up to 6 again. Then he tries to terrorize against the ice golem. But unfortunately the black joker is being flipped and the action fails. So Bernd is trying it once again, and Björn is cheating so high that the action fails again. Björn activates the Silent One, who tries to cast through an ice pillar onto the grown mature Nephilim into the close combat. There's a minus for the attack flip because of a projectile attack into an engagement, and the attack hits and does a weak damage of 1. We forget that the upgrade diesel engine gives all models within 2 inch of the ice golem concealment, so the attack would have been done with a double negative. The Silent One is taking the action again with 1 minus on the attack flip. Bernd can just cheat with a 4, so the attack hits in a tie, 3 cards are being flipped, 1 point of weak damage, the mature goes down to 4 health, so Björn can declare the vendetta. At the end of the activation of the Silent One, the mature is down to less than half of its health, so Björn gets his first point for vendetta. The young Nephilim in the corner is being activated, places a scheme marker in base contact, succeeds in a fly with me, so can place himself within 4 inch, and places another ski marker in base contact. And now Björn activates Cassandra and she tries a disengage. Bernd is cheating the attack to a tie, so 3 cards are being flipped. Medium damage. The push of Cassandra is reduced by 4 inches. Cassandra can just push 1 inch. Then Cassandra is trying to cast on Nekima. She's hitting with a high tome and can declare the trigger Blaze. The difference of the duel results in no modifier for the damage flip, and medium damage of 3 is being flipped. So 3 damage and 2 burning again. Bernd spends a soulstone to reduce the damage, and he flips severe, so no damage and no burning again for Nekima. Cassandra is using her bonus action for a walk, but stays within 2 inches of Nekima cause she's not allowed to leave the engagement range. The doppelganger is being activated and she's moving twice. And here we see that Nekima has been moved. I do not have video footage and cannot really explain it, cause Nekima had the opportunity to move after the attack from Cassandra, but Cassandra's bonus action would have been after Nekima's movement. So I do not have a real explanation for this, we just have to take it as it is. The other silent one activates, succeeds in a heal on Cassandra and heals her for 2, and uses her second action to create another ice pillar. And now an overview over the battlefield at the end of turn 4. Let's start with turn 5. We have a tie in victory points, so let's see what the last turn can bring. Bernd is winning the initiative with a red joker and takes it for himself. As always in this game, both players have exact the same number of models in play, so no pass tokens for no one. Bernd starts with Nekima, who tries to see Cassandra dead. So, first attack against Cassandra, the attack would hit, both are cheating, a minus on the damage flip, weak damage of 3, Björn is spending a soulstone to reduce the damage, flips moderate, so 2 damage are being reduced, 1 damage for Cassandra. Cassandra is down to 5 health, and we remember the regeneration of Nekima at the start of her activation. Then the bonus action Blood for Blood has been declared. A 1 is not enough, but Bernd has a 4 from his hand, so 1 damage for Nekima and 1 damage for Cassandra. Second action, second attack. The attack would hit, Björn is cheating, Bernd is cheating, and damage flip with 1 minus, weak damage, 3 damage for Cassandra. Cassandra lives with 1 health. Third action, third attack. The attack would miss, Bernd can cheat, but Björn exceeds that with a 12 from his hand, so the attack misses. And now Cassandra activates and tries to flee. At first, she declares her bonus action Finesse, so all enemy close combat attacks gains a minus for the hit, and then she declares the disengage action. Nekima hits with a minus, and the weak damage reduces the push from Cassandra by 2. So Cassandra can push 3 inches to get out of the engagement range from Nekima. And with her second action, Cassandra's moving deeper into the forest. Now the grown mature activates and regenerates 2 health to get up to 6 health again. Then he tries a terrorize on the ice golem. He succeeds and the ice golem has been pushed 4 inches away from the mature. Then he's using his bonus action to remove the corpse marker and heal. Band is flipping severe, so the mature heals 4 health and is back on 10 health. And then he's charging the ice golem. The attack hits. Björn cheats that there's a minus on the damage flip. 2 cards have been flipped. Weak damage of 3 with the armor of the ice golem, 1 damage for the ice golem. Now the ice golem activates. He's moving to the mature and tries for his second action to hit him. He hits really high. Bernd is not cheating, so the damage flip gains a plus. 2 cards have been flipped. Severe damage, 6 damage on the mature Nephilim. He goes down to 4 health. But the Black Blood ability causes 1 damage on the ice golem, so he's down to 1 health. Björn discards a card for Flurry to gain another attack, but the attack misses. The young Nephilim activates and succeeds in a fly with me. Then he uses his first action to place a scheme marker and his second action to move back in the direction of the corner. The unpainted Silent One activates and tries 2 times to heal Cassandra, but both actions fail. The mature Nephilim activates and discards a card to not gain slow. Then he succeeds in a fly with me. For his first action he declares a charge, places within 6 and uses his charge attack against the Silent One. The attack hits, moderate damage, 4 damage on the Silent One. In the heat of battle there is another mistake, cause the mature Nephilim is charging again. He's not allowed to do that, but mistakes have been made, and so the mature is charging in the direction of Cassandra and uses his charge attack against her. The attack would hit, but Björn cheats high enough so the attack misses. And now Rasputina activates, uses her first action for a walk, and then tries to cast for her second action through an ice pillar on her ice golem. The ice golem accepts and concedes, so 3 cards have been flipped, 1 minus for the combat, 1 minus for the concealment, but the ice golem is tying the result. 3 cards for the damage, moderate damage kills the ice golem. I must have been really tired at that moment, cause the moderate damage creates a blast marker onto the mature, but that is not allowed in the 3rd edition. You cannot gain blast markers off of attacks on friendly models. So weak damage on the mature, 2 damage, he goes down, and 2 health left. For her 3rd attack, Rasputina attacks again. The attack hits, moderate damage, 3 damage for the mature, and the mature has been killed. The 2nd point for Vendetta. Last but not least, the doppelganger is activated, moves once and tries a lure, but fails the target number, and the game is over. At the end of the game, Bernd is getting his 2nd point for breakthrough, because he has 3 ski markers in the enemy deployment zone, and Björn, as we saw earlier, is now getting his second point for vendetta because the Silent One lives and the young Nephilim, grown mature Nephilim, is now dead. So the game ends with a tie. What a game. Exciting till the end and a very, very close call. Some mistakes were made, in the heat of battle rules are forgotten, but that's how it is. We're all here to learn from our mistakes and avoid them next time. And this is it. My second battle report and my first voiceover in English. What a ride! But first things first. I would like to thank you for watching and staying with me until the end. It means a lot to me. I would like to apologize for some inconsistencies in my wording. As a non-native speaker, it was harder than I thought. I am still learning how to comment a battle report in another language. Even in German, it is not an easy task. I appreciate any constructive criticism and I am looking forward to your comments. Thank you. I hope you will always find a handful of soul stones in your pocket, because you never know upon whom or what you will stumble out there. This was Julian speaking, and I hope to see you for another battle report out of the breach.